This video does have some, I don't want to say spicy stuff, but some girl stuff in it and some thoughts about that. So this is just a quick thing, just so everyone knows. But yeah, anyways, let's get on. What would you like to do today? There he was again, plastering on that dumb smile, his hands softly clenched, peering down as if you were his beloved, his neat black suit nicely tucked into stuck to his body, tall and charming, adorable. You like your bodyguard. However, at present, you are having mixed feelings about him. To say the least, upon not heeding your response, he bends down to better see you. With a tiny glint of worry, he watches you stare into space, gently poking you with his finger on your arm. Miss, are you all right? He inquires, at least earning your undivided attention. You grin, racking your brain to give an equivalent response. I don't feel very good, you replied, incredulously stating your uneasiness, to which he remained obviously bliss. He seems to enjoy taking care of you, to a fatal extent. Would you like to cancel your outing then? He asked. You nod, pushing yourself up to your feet, beginning to make your way to your room, followed by him soon after. On the path towards your space, he suddenly asked, Would you like to have some medicine? You shake your head, ignoring his footsteps trailing behind you, halting at the entrance of your compartment, quickly entering the locking door, allowed your pondering heart to calm down, drawing in a heavy inhale. Miss Lynn, would you like me to bring any refreshments? He said, No, I'm fine. Thank you. Speaking a little with him as possible would also be ideal. But if only it was that easy. He just can't let himself be loose and unredacted. He's always near you, around you, watching you, protecting you. Because if he doesn't, then what's his purpose? He's been chosen to look after you, to ensure you are safe and sound. It's almost absurd to leave you be, wandering about with no sole reason. You can't hurt his feelings either. It's like fastening a double-sided blade. It's waiting for the turn to impale you both. He's making you uncomfortable. You don't feel as safe as you did before. He's not doing it intentionally, right? He has no hint of reason for your dismissive. He looks at you in a strange way. It makes your stomach clench in plain discomfort. His fleeting touches lining even after he has removed his hand far from you. Surely you must be overthinking. There's no way he too has a crush on you, right? You had to decide to go out to shop for some undergarments. And you suggested doing immediately because the justify is clear, it's private, and you wouldn't want an unknown male to look at your collection, or your choice to be exact. However, he just would not let you go in alone in fear of having you hurt, and you just ended up in more tension. If your groom found out about this, you wouldn't want to think about the consequences for both you and him. Izu, do you mind letting me go in alone now? I appreciate some privacy, you asked sheepishly, avoiding eye contact. The stirring awkwardness hitting you straight in your guts. You felt like a little too exposed for some reason. I will have to be back turned towards you. I cannot let you without any but I can't read. Protection, you sighed, swallowing your pride and blame and stringing into the shop, watching him, making sure he keeps his word. Hopefully he does. And you felt oppressive? He didn't see that sexy lingerie you bought, right? He didn't see those dotted, oh God, I'm gonna have to put a warning, dotted panties you got, right? He shouldn't have seen anything. Regardless, you were convinced that he didn't. Somehow, you should have just purchased it online. You also realized after you had finished your outing and now remained in the car as your bodyguard handled the luggage, sitting in the back seats was monotonous, unsavory. So, in desire of doing nothing new, you consoled that you would finally sit in the front seats, hopefully learning a thing or two about driving. Getting out and swiftly settling yourself opposite to the driver, you dawdled, surprised at the poor man upon his return. When did you get here? He carefully asked, eyeing you suspiciously. You briefly grinned, speaking in glee. I just wanted to know what it feels like sitting in the front seats. Perhaps your reasoning was flawed, but arbitrarily nothingless. You had been a good minute before Izu opted to speak. Do you like your husband, Yin? He obdurately employed, eyes trained on the bustling streets. You held your breath, going stiff, wondering about the sudden change of ambience. He never used your first name. I can't say. He does love me, however, I am happy, you answered, noticing the slight shift in his expression. Do you love him? He asked again, with a firm tone. You gulp. Why is he prying on you? I'm not sure. You truthfully replied, carrying on another sentence. But I wouldn't leave him too. His grip on the steering wheel tightened, his back ridged, eyes narrowed, and staring ooh, that's dangerous, voluptuously at the road. He took a few deep breaths, putting on his smile like whatever he just occurred hadn't bothered him. I see, he said. That's good. From what you could precise, his eyes got teary for a moment. His face facade appeared grimmer. You sat in utter silence, pondering over your words, sensing that something was off when he took the wrong turn. You remained oblivious, but you were questioning inside. He hadn't done that on purpose, right? Maybe it was a shortcut you wouldn't dare know. Where are we going? You hesitantly asked, but silent greeted you. He seemed to have less than desirable intentions. Stop the car. Take me back to my place, you firmly stated, getting stressed of the lack of response. I said stop the car, you shouted. Even so, he eagerly resisted you. Upon getting impatient, you forcefully attempted to take control, but he just glared at you and whispering, Shh, you are in safe hands. I couldn't hurt you even if I tried. Don't worry. He spoke softly. You better hush it and sit quietly, or else we both may die. You should started your gut. His threat kept you on edge. Then you realized, who would save you now? That one trustworthy man in your life had shattered your trust. Who could comfort you now? What were you going to do now?